Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I was just playing and just putting or setting apart my Frankie palette. You remember the Natasha Denona Frankie palette that I created on Natasha Denona week? I was just putting all the shadows back to where they belong, and I started getting inspired to create a full palette with Natasha Denona shadows. And I've seen a lot of greens in a lot of palettes, and I wanted to do something with the ones that I already have. So I came up with this one. And I find it to be so pretty. And it's the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes. So you will see a demo of this. So if you want to see the palette that I created with my Natasha Denona palettes, just created my new tiny Frankie palette. And it's perfect for fall. Then just keep on watching. Okay, so the palette is this one, and I think that it turned out pretty cool. Greens are a main thing that I've been seeing in palettes lately, and I'm not a green eyeshadow wearer, but some types of green I love to wear, and these are the ones. Olive tones, and then this one from the gold palette Python, it's amazing. And this is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes right now. The lashes, if you see them a little detached, is because they are. I just didn't want to glue them on because I just removed them. But this is a beautiful palette and I'm so inspired. I'm gonna take this with me for my trip to the Dominican Republic with my new Panda palette project, which is my Modern Renaissance. If you haven't seen that video yet, just spoiler alert. I have the swatches for the palette right here, and I have to grab my arm because if not, you won't be able to see them. In my opinion, it turned out beautifully. I just think that this is the type of palette that I could get a lot of use out of. And when I created it, I was thinking maybe I should do a demo so that you guys can see how you can rock it. And I ended up using all the 9 shades on the palette. I'm gonna be swatching them right here on my palm, like Kathleen Light style, and I'm gonna be telling you the names of the shadows and from what palette they are. So the first shadow right here is Cream, and Cream is from the Green Brown palette, and it's a truly beautiful shade. I think she swatches them this way. We should do everything perfect or not do it at all. I'm just kidding. So right here, that's the eyeshadow Cream from the Green Brown palette. That's so pretty. And that's what I used as a brow bone highlight. Not that you guys can see it because it's covered by my bangs. Then the next shade is Indian Gold, which is this one in the center right here. And it's so pretty. And I haven't used this before, I think. And it's also from the Green Brown palette. And this reminds me a lot of the Burberry Highlight Nude Gold that I love so much. So it's basically a dupe for that. Then the next shadow is this one right here, this beautiful silver. This is the aluminum eyeshadow, also from the Green Brown palette. And this is a beautiful and impressive metallic eyeshadow. This is what I have on my inner corners. And I find this to be one of the most beautiful shadows in my collection when it comes to quality. And then I have here Antique Olive, also from the Green Brown palette. That's the last one from that palette, I swear. And it looks so stunning. It has sort of a gold shift to it, and then it becomes dark if you turn it to the other side. And that's one of the shades that I have as a vertical line on my lid. You can see it right next to Indian Gold. The next color right here, it's the shade Python. And this is from the Gold palette. And then this one from the Biba, it's called Seed. So Python is this beautiful shade right here. And when you put it on the lid, the swatch is deceiving because when you put it on the lid, it's a lot darker. It's what I use to line my lower lid. And it's the color, the green color that I have right here. It ends up looking way darker than what you see on my hand. But it's buildable as well. So you can sheer it out if you want. And it's more of a creamy formula. Then for Seed, which I wanted something to darken everything. And I'm thinking now that Python is going to be the one that's going to darken the overall look. Then for Seed, you have this beautiful brown shade right here. And it's not as dark as you see in the palette, but it blends out beautifully. Now for the transition color on this palette, I grabbed the shade Aria from the Gold palette. And this is the perfect transition shade for sure. It's also matte, so you can see it better right here. And for the last two colors that I have here, I have Savannah from the Safari palette, and I have Vargas from the Gold palette as well. Savannah is the color that I have on my Otter B, and then I have it blend in with a little bit of Seed, and I have it blended a little bit with Aria as a transition. This is a beautiful matte, but it tends to oxidize. So you can see that in the outer part of Savannah, you see it darker, and it tends to do that on the eyes as well. The Safari palette is not the best formula when it comes to the first row, but the colors are beautiful, and I have it, so why not just use it? I know the way it performs, and I'm not gonna be surprised. It's just something that I'm willing to deal with because of the color payoff and the color of the shadow. And this is better than Fata Morgana, which is the blue one for sure. And then last but not least is Vargas from the Gold palette, and this is a beautiful metallic brown, and it has a hint of gold as well. Sort of a bronzy color, but it's just so beautiful. And these, when I don't know what to do with the palette, this is the color that will be the easiest to use for me with Aria and Seed. So here you have a close-up of the palette, and just so that you can see the aluminum color up close, the Antique Olive and Vargas, I'm gonna show you a few shades up close. So the first one is Antique Olive, then this one is Aluminum, this one it's Gold Vargas, and this one is, the last one on my pinky, it's Indian Gold. Okay guys, so let's start with the tutorial with my new Frankie palette from Natasha Denona. And you can see it right here. Isn't she beautiful? So this I'm gonna take with me to the Dominican Republic with my Modern Renaissance. And I just removed my eyeshadow, and I didn't remove the rest of my face just to do this video because I didn't wanna just take forever to film since my natural lighting is about to die. I just wanna make sure while doing the tutorial that this is gonna be a good palette, that it's gonna have everything that I'm gonna need to get a look from it. So I'm just gonna go and start playing with it. The first color that I'm gonna use is gonna be this transition shade right here, and that's the shade Aria from the Gold palette. Now with the shade Savannah, which is this one from the Safari palette, I'm gonna start deepening up the outer corner. And the brush that I'm gonna use is the E57 by Sigma. To give even more depth to the outer corner, I'm gonna use Seed from the Biba palette, which is this deep brown, cool tone brown, and I'm gonna use the 05 by Wayne Goss to do that. To blend those colors, I use the number 19 by Wayne Goss without anything in it, and that dark shadow didn't do anything, almost anything, on top of the Savannah shade from the Safari palette. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of Antique Olive, which is this one from the Green Brown palette, and Python as lines, as vertical lines blended into each other. And now I'm gonna go in with Indian Gold, which is this shade right here, to finish just the inner part of the eye. And for that, I'm gonna use a small brush. This is the Morphe M213 brush. To finish the upper lid, I'm gonna go in with Cream as a brow bone highlighter and Aluminum as an inner corner highlight, and then we're gonna go to the lower lid. So first I'm gonna go in with Aria, which is this shade right here, as a transition, and the 05 brush, and I'm gonna connect it with the upper lid. Now I'm gonna go in with Vargas, which is the only one that I haven't used so far, and this is from the Gold palette, and I'm gonna smoke it out on my lower lash line. And now to define the eyes more, I'm gonna go in with Python and the Morphe M508, and I'm gonna just tight line or just create a liner on my lower lashes. And last but not least, I'm going back in with Aluminum and the small brush, and I'm just gonna make my inner corner pop completely. That way the look will be finished, and I think it turned out pretty beautiful. By this point, you know that I love Natasha Denona shadows, and that's it for this video, you guys. Just leave me something green as an emoji for this Frankie palette Natasha Denona video. That's gonna be perfect for fall. So I'm just gonna take this with me on my trip, and it's just gonna be something fun to play with, and that way I will keep working on my Natasha Denona shadows. I invested so much money in them, and it's good to get good use out of them, and since I love them so much, I always get excited to play with them. So that's it for this video, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave the emoji if you watch the entire video, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.